Hi, this is DL with Tranquil Yoga Stretch here on Home Practice, or you can be at home in class. Thank you for joining me today. I would like to start by interlacing the hands together and bringing the hands to the back of the head to cup the lower part of the skull where it meets the neck. And we are just going to look straight ahead and breathe. Nice deep breaths, just tuning into your body. Again, looking straight ahead. We will close our eyes, but not just yet. Just notice any subtle, tiny adjustments that are being made through the neck, through the shoulders, through the shoulder blades, anywhere through the arms, and even into the fingers. And if you allow the fingers to be really well knitted, you can almost exert some tension to it as if you were going to pull the hands apart. And that will make holding the hands here a little easier because it gives you more support. Now, the back of the head is pressing into the hands, and the hands are pressing into the head, so there is some resistance there as well. Breathe long and deep. For those of you who may be familiar with the vagal nerve, this helps to regulate and balance our vagal nerve. In other words, it brings us into a calm, quiet, centered place. And just look lightly downward toward the floor, but as you do, as you drop the eyes, you have to do it slow enough to feel what might adjust, and this might be extremely subtle, in the back of the neck. How the skull moves upon that first vertebra, the axis, and then bringing your eyes back up to the midline or horizon. And then slowly lifting your eyes up, and again, sensing any really subtle, tiny changes at the base of the skull where it connects to the neck. Breathing deeply still. Feel your shoulder blades knitting together rather than pulling away and apart. So the shoulder blades are coming back to meet each other here. And then lowering the eyes back to the horizon, feeling any change or adjustment in the same location. Now you can close your eyes and just work on releasing any tension or stress that you may be holding anywhere in the body as you continue to breathe here. So you might need to adjust your arms. Your arms might be getting fatigued. Take a break at any time. This isn't a test in endurance. You can shake out your hands and then bring them back to the head. Nice deep breaths. Now what we're also doing here is, because the arms are up, we're pulling the rib cage up away from the lower body, which helps give more space for the breath. So that is another benefit of this. So really breathe into that extra space across the chest and between the ribs. And then release your arms and shake them out if you'd like. And rest for a moment, just feeling the effects of that simple, somewhat challenging exercise. Now then, we are going to make light fists right about level with the collarbone. So light fists in the hands, and they're not touching. They're about maybe a fist apart. And what we're going to do is turn left and right. As you turn to the left, you'll breathe in. And as you turn to the right, you'll breathe out. Now, I might not be mirroring you, so left is breathing in and right is breathing out, regardless of what my picture might be doing. Okay? And we're just going to do that. You can do it at your own pace, so you can go very slow or you can go very fast. Okay? Whatever feels good. And continue. Feel free to close your eyes. I'll let you know when we're going to stop. And it helps to go deeper inside into your own experience. You don't have to force yourself to the extreme range of motion as you twist. Just be easy about it. If you're not used to this kind of somewhat rapid breathing and you need to take a break, you can just long, deep breathe. Keep the elbows parallel to the ground. Don't let them drop and get weak. Good, and begin to slow back into the center. Release your arms down to your knees. Just feel the results of that practice. Probably some heat rising in the body now, some warmth around the mid-region. Just note whatever sensations you might be feeling. And notice that the breath is probably somewhat impacted too, especially if you were able to keep up with the in and out in a rapid pace. Now taking the opposite hand to whichever knee you would choose, you're going to reach over to that knee and kind of use that as a little bit of an anchor, placing the back hand as an anchor on the floor and then just moving into a twist. So my hips are staying forward, I'm twisting at the waist and everything up. Now the head can be added, but you don't need to. So you can just look wherever your head is comfortable, whatever degree. You can even look in the opposite direction if you like. Breathe here, long, deep breaths. The things that we are opening with before we go into some hip openers are all about the breath in the ribs, opening the ribs. And it's really important right now to breathe. In order for our lungs to stay healthy, we need to work with the breath consciously, purposefully. And having freedom of movement in the ribs helps us breathe. Expand as you breathe in through the rib cage. As you exhale, feel everything contracting inward toward the belly. One last breath here. And on the exhale, unwind back to center. Very nice. Take a moment here just to sense both sides of the body. And now heading off into the other direction. So opposite arm to knee. And using the back arm behind you. Keeping the hips forward. Twisting at the waist and on the upper body rather than anything in the lower back. and the head wherever you'd like it as you breathe long and deep here. Expanding into the ribs in all directions, 360 degrees around that rib cage. You might even be able to sense as you breathe in, there's a lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, it's as if the spine comes together. One more deep breath here, and on the exhale, you'll come back to center. Nice. So just feeling again any sensations in the body. So we have one more practice here for the ribs and the breath. So you're going to place your thumbs inside your hands and cover them with your fingers so you have fists with your thumbs inside. Then you're going to bring your elbows right alongside your rib cage, nice and tight. Okay, so we're here. You're going to breathe in here, and then when you exhale, you're going to open your hands and push out to the sides. So this and another exercise we did come from Kundalini Yoga, which is slightly different than your typical Hatha Yoga experience. You might not be familiar. And I'm just introducing these to you so you can experience some of the benefits. And these particular ones are really great for working with the rib cage. So again, thumbs in fists, arms at your sides, nice and tight by your rib cage. Breathe in, out and open. Breathe in, out and open. And just continue at your own pace like that. So breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Good. You're flexing your hands as you open. You can go slower. Whatever breath pace feels comfortable for you is enough. You might already find you're getting a little tired. This isn't anything that's going to hurt you, so just see if you can push through just a little bit more. The mind is resistant, but the body is willing. Tap your ribs when you come in. We're almost there. Now stretch the arms. Breathe in. And release. Good work. And now you get to enjoy that sensation that you might be feeling down the arms. Just relax. Let all the tension go. Feel the benefits. Reap the benefits. Notice if your breath has changed. Notice if the state of your mind has changed. Allow yourself to enter calm, to enjoy the fatigue. And the rest that you've earned. Okay, so we're going to do some leg things now for the hips. So you're going to come into butterfly pose, but rather than having the heels all the way into the groin, just have them slightly open. So I'm going to slightly turn here so you can see, they're not close in, they're quite extended at comfortable distance. And just sit upright here, kind of feel into your sits bones, right up on your sits bones with a nice straight back, allowing for the natural curves, of course. Okay. And then with an exhalation, you're just going to start to walk your hands down. And just notice what's happening as you do. Go slowly. We're not trying to demonstrate any flexibility here. We just want to feel the sensations. You can start to massage your feet if you like. Always feels really good. And letting the knees just continue their descent or opening towards the ground. If the knees feel like they're way high up, and that's okay, but if you're in a certain place where you feel like you're hanging off your hips, you can tuck a blanket under each knee and kind of rest there. That's an option. So this shouldn't be uncomfortable it's modifiable for everyone. And you might find yourself descending more and more with a flat back, or even you can start to round your back as you come closer to the feet or the ground. You can also, if you have a block, you can use that block at whatever height to just rest your head and lay your hands out in front. So we'll just be at whatever position is comfortable for you and just take a moment here. So breathing in nice and deep. Just noticing where you feel the sensation and making sure it's a comfortable sensation and nothing too tight, too tense, too deep. And the reverse is also true. If you are a very flexible person and you want to go deeper, you can go deeper. Just really feel the ground under your hands. Connect, touch the earth. Another deep breath here. And then on the next inhalation, let's come up. Taking your time, nice and slow. And then you can bring the knees up with your hands if you like, or just bring them up. And just bounce the knees, is what I was looking for. And then rock the feet back and forth. Good. Notice any sensations that you might be feeling in your hips right now or anywhere else in your body. Take a moment of stillness. Breathe. Very good. Okay, we're going to move into a wide-legged fold here. So this doesn't have to be wide. You don't have to be in the splits. It's where you are comfortable. Okay, so I'm just going to come a little wider than that. And sitting up again on your sits bones. So you want to really feel that. Feel your spine long, your toes flexed for the moment, knees slightly bent, hands resting wherever is comfortable for you. We're just going to start to make little circles. So lean off to the left and the right. Just make little circles, feeling the sensations wherever they may be, whatever you're noticing. Breathe out as you come forward, in as you go back. You can start to make the motion a little larger if you like. Notice when you go to the back, your core is working to support you upright. Maybe getting a little bigger now. And then switching directions. Starting with smaller circles just to kind of feel what's going on with the back, what's moving together mechanically. And then getting slightly bigger in the motion, but only if that's comfortable. Breathing in as you go back, out as you come forward. Good, one last time or so. One more. Okay, good. And then come up to center. And then we're just going to walk the hands forward. And here again, it's where you're comfortable. So don't go for a really deep, intense stretch. Again, it's not about the flexibility. It's about the sensation. So as soon as you feel something, you'll stop. And then if you need to go deeper, you can go deeper. And here, the block, if you have one, can be really nice. Just to kind of tilt slightly on its edge and bring your forehead to it. Now I'm keeping a flex in my feet, so my feet are active. You can experiment just to see how it feels to let the toes go. And then flex the feet again and see what changes. And then do whichever you prefer, feet flexed or feet relaxed. Breathing nice and deep. These forward folds are so lovely because you can really get a sense of things dropping off your shoulders. You know, all of the worries, all of our stresses have an opportunity to just fall and be released, be surrendered to the earth. And you can check and see. I had my hands down to start, and then when I started talking about surrendering, I had my hands palms up, and that actually gave me a stronger sensation or connection to that sense of surrender, so you can experiment with that. And I need to do a time check while you're there. Take another deep breath, and then you can start to come up. Ooh, and we are almost out of time. Okay. Half hour goes very fast. So when you come back to a sitting position, and tell you what, let's finish in Shavasana. So go ahead and lie down on your back, and you can either have your knees bent in constructive rest or just lay long. Even put something under your knees if that's comfortable. And if you want to cover yourself with a blanket and get cozy, that's fine too. So settling in on the floor and allowing your body to arrive fully and completely with its connection and impression upon the ground. Feel all the parts of you that are touching the ground. Feel the spaces between the things that are lifted away from the ground, like the back of the neck, maybe beneath the knees, under the ankles. Find both places of weight and connection and the places of space. In line with what I've been talking about with the breath, I would like to do a reading for you. So this has to do with the lungs. It was written by a Jacques Martel. He wrote the complete dictionary of ailments and diseases from A to Z. And these are kind of spiritual aspects of diseases or body parts. So I wanted to share the aspects of lungs with you, and hopefully it will give you some insight or inspiration to take with you today. He writes, "It is by the action of my two lungs that life circulates in me. They are therefore the air filters for my whole body. I inhale life, and I return it to the universe. Properly functioning lungs enable me to aerate each of my cells. It is with my lungs that I become aware that I exist. They represent my capacity to topple all of the walls that I built up myself or that society has set in place, as well as my capacity to adjust. They can therefore recognize a distress in living, and this can enable me to air these negative feelings that I must purify with the love that I inhale." So a nice deep breath of love. And release from you all that is not love. And again, repeat, long, deep breath of love. And on the exhale, letting all that is not love fall away. One last breath, just like that. Love in. Everything else out. Very good. So I'm going to say goodbye to you now and leave you in Shavasana so you can spend as much time as you'd like there. Thank you for joining me here on Om Practice. I hope to see you again soon. Om Shanti. 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 Om